Hello my beautiful creatives and welcome back to my art channel. My name is Chrissie B and I'm a creativity coach hoping to inspire you to live a more creative life every day. Now this is something I just started this last week, but I told you that I would share it with you every week. So this week is no different. This is my new daily planner and it's technically a planner, but I've been using it for just doing a daily journal page. And I color it first thing in the morning or decorate or do something artsy on it first thing in the morning, and then last thing at night I write some kind of a journal entry saying what happened today or how I'm feeling or something I've learned or an event that had happened or something, just to document something in my life that I feel like I want to keep. My goal is to do this for every day of the year, and I'd like to share it with you once a week. So this was the one I had done Sunday the 28th. Here is April 30th, which was Monday. And here's Tuesday and Wednesday. Some days I wrote a lot, some days I wrote not a lot. And pretty much I've given myself the permission that whatever I would do in my art journal, I am free to do here. Here's Thursday. Use some comic book pages here, a lot of stamping. Friday, this was more just like doodling with my paint pens and using I don't know what it's called, a labeler essentially for that. Fill my cupboard. And then here's yesterday's, Saturday, and I primed. This is watercolor page with a scrap of washi, the last piece of this washi, and I didn't want to throw it away, so I put it in here. And because I had primed this one with some white gesso, I decided to prime today's page as well. So I will be doing something on that one, probably watercolor as well. But the way that I'm kind of making it work for myself is I say, if I do a warm page, I do a cool page the next day, warm page, cool page, warm page, cool page, and just keep going like that, so I don't end up in a rut where I sometimes have a tendency to get into all cool pages or all warm pages, and I just want to keep mixing it up and not really get into a rut. So let's work on today's. All I'm going to have for today's, I've already primed it with some white gesso. I used a palette knife to scrape that on rather thinly, let that dry. I did that yesterday. This is actually a 52 color watercolor palette. It's a 4810 and I just added 4 more colors into it. I could technically, you know, take the whole insert out and keep going. But anyways, this is 52 colors that I'm going to choose from. They're an assortment of primarily Prima watercolors. I use those a lot. They were very economical when I first got them. They're a little spendier now, but that's what this is. I am also going to use a Royal and Langnickel size 10 brush. I might go to a smaller size as well, which I will choose will be a 6, so a 10 and a 6. And because I'm using cool colors today, I'll be primarily staying in the purple and the blues. And I think I'll start with purple. I haven't used purple in a while. Just kind of add some water. I don't want to go too dark because I want to be able to read my writing. I could theoretically use a white ink pen, but I find it doesn't write as nicely as I want to be able to read it later. Just want to kind of get some color down. I want it to pull in some places and be kind of sketchy in others. I don't really want to see too many brush strokes, but I don't want to futz with it too much. I'm going to rinse my brush and go into some blue. And sometimes when I'm not sure what colors to choose, I just look at my watercolors themselves and I can kind of tell which ones I've used a lot and which ones I have not used very often. And this is one of those colors I don't use very often. I'm not sure why, because in acrylics this is one of my favorite colors. So I'll need to switch that up a little bit. Add some water, smoosh it around. I generally want to leave the date alone. I like to leave the date like so you can read it rather easily. Mix some of those together. And this is going to dry a little bit lighter than what you see right now, just because that's kind of the nature of watercolor. But I kind of like that not knowing and kind of being surprised. So I'm going to take a quick moment, and I'm going to hit this with a heat tool to dry it. Move that out of the way, get those out of the way, and I'll be back as soon as it's dry. Now that that has completely dried, the edges have curled up a little bit, and which is fine. It's just because it's really inexpensive paper. So I'm just going to take a couple of clips, and I'm going to just clip those down so they're out of my way for now. I also found, well, I have a calendar in front of me. It's a desktop calendar, where it's a page a day, and it's from You Are a Badass. I love this calendar, and it says, for today, it says, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. That was said by Nikola Tesla, inventor, physicist, and super genius. I want that on my page today, so I'm going to set that aside, but I will cut that out to put that down. And I don't really know what I'm going to do here. I usually do another coat of color or something, but I'm kind of liking the way this is looking, so I don't want to mess it up, you know, mudge it up too much. However, I do want to take some silver with a smaller brush, and I don't know if I want to drip it. Let's see, are you going to drip for me? I need to get way more generous on the water if I want to drip that. And let me grab the other paintbrush I used earlier to tap against. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy, but I like the idea that this might add some shininess. And I don't ever use this paint, so with the rule of use it or lose it, that is the way to go for me. So I want to get a couple of bigger drips to add some more water to my brush. Okay, that's good. I don't know if you can see that in the camera. Let's see if I can help that a little bit. All of the little silvery gray speckle. And I'm going to dry that again, and I'll be right back. We've got that all dry. You should see my desk right now. I have like a layer of gray speckles on everything. I'm just pulling out a paper cutter so that I can trim my little sentiment for the corner there of my spread. I love using this cutter because it saves me so much time. And it cuts in a straight line, which I don't always have a tendency to do. So then I have to decide if I want to add some kind of a decorative element behind the scenes. It's a little bit trickier because I don't have my full stash of stuff with me, like all my Project Life cards. I have a few, but I don't have all of them. Let's see if there's something we might like to use. Oh, you know what? I know it's weird because it's blue and purple, but I like that green. So we'll kind of let that sit there for a minute. Here's a different green. We can go full on pink if we wanted to. Here's this blue. I'm not sure I like that one. It's kind of meh. Meh. I really like the contrast of the green. And polka dots. Ooh, wait. Stop the presses. Hold everything. Nope, still like the green. I just like the green because I like the contrast. Maybe we'll do that one. Since we're using such a small piece of it, we don't need to see a lot of the design. And I'll show you what I mean in just a moment. I was gonna say, I thought I had. I do. Oh, let's put this away. Stick that back into my crafty trolley there. Okay, pull my cutter out again. So I think what I want is something like that-ish, but I don't want any of the round corners. So let me trim those off. And I've got more if I want to cut more of that if I need to. Let me zoom in a little bit. So my thinking is, pull those off. I think it's cooled enough that it's kind of flattened itself a little bit. But I want to kind of have that sitting like that, and either it floating off the bottom like that, or like that. I think that's the answer. I am going to use my Tombow Mono Permanent Adhesive tape. And just keep it nice and simple. Kind of put that down at the bottom. I love the blue and the green, how they pop off of each other. Oops. Probably letting you see would be a good thing. Then I'm just going to take my little sentiment from my calendar. Whoops. See if I can put that down without making a huge mess of it. Like that. Hope that's straight. I can't see it very well from my angle. Now let's see. Before I finish this portion of my journal today, I'm going to take my pencil and just do some scribbliness around. Kind of a subtle frame. Okay. And then take my black pen, and instead of like being too messy about it, I'm going to actually do like, oops, fake stitches around the colored piece of paper versus my normal scribbly frame. Like so. And just to keep that going, I'm going to keep that little frame going around the outside of the white piece of paper as well. Kind of like just making some dashes. I'm really getting a hankering to pull out my sewing machine and do some sewn embellishments for my journal pages, so look for that. I'm sure that will happen in a few days. So that might be it for now. And before I go to bed this evening, I will just kind of journal out what's gone on in my day and just a quick recap. Here was Sunday. Monday. Tuesday. Wednesday, pretty messy day Wednesday. It was fun. Thursday. Friday. Saturday, which was yesterday. And Sunday, which is today. So you'll see Sunday completed on next week's video. But I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some ideas on some things that you might be able to do in your own, whether it's your art journal or your creative planner, or just on 3x5 cards, doesn't matter, just to do something fun. Thanks so much for watching. I appreciate you every single day. Until next time, bye for now.